Turn your back.
Sure.
I was just about to go live. What's up, witches? Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Smoky Rose. Good luck on your interview. You got this. Luck schmuck. Who needs luck? You manifest. If you want that job, it's yours. Good morning, Ginger Snap. Good morning, Hendrix. What's up, y'all? What's up, what's up? Ooh, I like your emojis, Lauren. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Look at this view. Isn't this clear? Okay, shout out to StreamYard. I switched up the stream. We were doing restream, it wasn't working. This is better. And then you guys from your super chats helped us to get a camera with a light so we can actually see. So that's good. I think you can see me and hear me. Let me know. I got my tea. So come on in to the building and let us know what you're sipping on. Welcome to Tea and Tarot. We're going to have tea and pull some tarot. So what tea are you drinking today? I am drinking my tea, Skinny Spice, because I'm detoxing, right? It's new moon. Time to start fresh. And my Skinny Spice is a detox tea. And also, I just sort of feel like I ate a little too much last night, maybe. So I need something to kind of make me not feel so full. And it has, Skinny Spice has cardamom pods in it, which is really great for bloating. So I was like, let me grab that Skinny Spice today. Welcome. Hi, June. Hi, Misha. Good morning. Welcome to Tea and Tarot. June is having coffee at their desk this morning and working. Thank you for joining us from work. What's up, everybody? So while you guys are coming into the room, drop in the chat what you are drinking. What is your tea for Tea and Tarot? That's Joe, everybody. He's going on a trip. Everybody say safe travels to Joe. He's going to the vineyard. Okay. And it's a big weekend. It's a big golf weekend, you guys. So good vibes. Good golf vibes. Lots of limber joints, I guess, for all the swings.
Yeah.
Did you take some muscle rub?
Nope.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Your birthday's in a week, Smoky Rose. Happy early birthday. You got iced coffee and herbal refreshments getting ready for the day. I encourage that. We take our herbs in all the forms. No tea today, sipping on mango, banana, and orange smoothie. That's good. I'm going to be having lots of smoothies and stuff today, too. Thank you, Smokey. Thank you, Ginger. I will text him and say, they say have a safe trip. I don't know if you can still hear me. I will text him, you guys said, to have fun and be safe. Still hot. So come on in. If you have never been here before, welcome. This is Tea and Tarot. This is our opportunity to come together every new moon and every full moon to pull cards and see basically what the energies of the universe have in store for us and what we can expect, how we can navigate through them. I am not an astrologer. I am a tarot reader. I'm not an astrologer. But we do kind of base these around astrological timing because at least when it comes to the moon transits, I have seen those show up very strongly in my life. So we base these on the new moon and the full moon, and we kind of look at how that moon phase that's coming up is going to play out for us or how we might want to maximize the energies that are available to us, etc., etc. We'll pull some oracle cards. We'll pull some tarot cards. And these are zodiac readings. So I'll be pulling for all of the 12 zodiac signs. And I encourage you to receive the message for your sun, moon, and rising. So you can put that together and get a really complete reading. And if you want an even more in-depth and personal reading, you can get private readings from me, take my virtual classes, shop the products at my shop at bronxwitch.com. So you can go there for all of that good stuff. Good morning, Peter. Peter, I didn't see you register for Reiki 1. Registration ends at 11. I think I DM'd you the link to the events page. So I hope that you can join us. I do believe that there are spots available. So I know you've mentioned several times in the lives that you really want to come take these in-person classes. So I would definitely jump on it if you are available on Sunday. It's good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. I mentioned just now that you can take my virtual classes. That's right. Yes, you can. Really excited about this. We've been teaching classes at the shop in person, as Peter knows and other people in the group know, for since last year. And they've been going really well, but they tend to sell out because we have a very small shop and currently. And we were like, how do we get to more people? How do we have, more classes? Because we really can't put the classes in the middle of the week, because even though that would mean we'd have more classes for people just aren't as available as they are on the weekends. So we created an online portal. So my shop has an online portal. BronxWitch HQ online portal has a whole bunch of virtual classes and digital downloads that have been created by myself and the shop witches that work with me, and coming soon some guest instructors as well. There's herbalism classes on crystal healing. I just dropped my intro to meditation masterclass. Some of you guys took this class with me last year. So if you've taken it before, this is the same class, but if you've never taken it, I definitely encourage you to do so, because in June, I'm going to be doing the 7-day sadhana again. So raise your emoji hands if you did the 7-day sadhana with me last year. I want to see if anybody from that is here. There were like 10 people that did it. But basically, after the meditation workshop, I led us on 7 days of breath work and meditation and mindfulness. And we got up like super early at like 6 a.m. or something, and met on Zoom, and did like an hour of meditation and stuff for 7 straight days. So I'm going to be doing that again. This time, though, it's not going to be at the crack of dawn. It's actually whenever you want to, because it's online. So you can, you'll get the class dripped to you like each of the 7 days. And you can take it whenever you want. So, and you can watch it as many times as you want and all that stuff, because it's all virtual. So it's awesome. So I definitely encourage you to join the online portal if you have any interest in classes on magic, witchcraft, spirituality, tarot, divination. It's pretty cool over there, and it's free. It's free to create your portal, and then you can come in and look at all the classes, and all of the classes also have like downloadable ebooks and audio files and stuff, and all of that stuff's available separately. So if you just want ebooks, if you're more of a reader, you don't want to like listen to classes, you can also just download like the ebooks and stuff like that. So lots of stuff on there. Intro to Baños class is dropping next week. So if you have an interest in learning about how to make spiritual baths, the first in the series of Intro to Baños classes is coming, taught by our shop witch Leslie, an Ishe practitioner. So yeah, so lots of fun stuff over there. And then also when you're in the online portal, check out the Coven community, because Bronx Witch Coven on YouTube is no more. It is now over in the online portal, and it's called the Coven community. And it's a cool space. It's a lot like a Facebook group. It's a feed where everyone can talk, drop files, videos, all that good stuff. And the Bronx Witch Book Club and the Witches of Color support group are all over there too. And joining the Coven community is just $33.33 for a whole year of access. Very reasonable, if you ask me. But it's cool because you get to talk to the shop witches in there. They're all in there posting stuff and doing things. And we, our tagline for the Coven community is a community of solitary witches. And shout out to Madeline, because this was her idea when she was in the shop. She was like, what we are? A coven of solitary witches. And I was like, I really love that. And that's what we are. So it's just, if you are a solitary witch, you might not want to be a part of a formal coven. You might not want to be initiated into something, but you still probably want a community. You still probably want to meet other witches or find out about events or, stuff like that, make friends. So that's what you can do in the coven community. So I'm really excited about that. I'm working hard on that. That's taking up a big chunk of my focus right now. And all of those things are like coming into place. And yeah, I hope to see you guys all over there. Oh wait, it's supposed to be Sun Moon Rising. Yeah. I mean, you can put it in whatever, order or whatever you want. Let's see. Grand Rich Rising morning to everyone. Wow. Good morning, dear. Welcome. It is so good to have you guys. Welcome, welcome. What else? Is there anything else to talk about? No, I don't think so. So that's the tea. That's the tea of what's going on. Those are the most important things happening. Go check out the online portal. You can access it at bronxwitch.com/online. That's probably the easiest way. But the link is probably in the description of this video, I hope. So see you over there. And yeah, we're going to get into the reading today because I've got to get over to the shop. We have a busy day. It is the beginning of Reiki weekend. Tonight is the Reiki share. But we also have Dr. Capshu giving private sessions during the afternoon. And then I have a yoni steam and a tarot reading. And then we've got to flip the relax room for the Reiki share. It's going to be a very, very busy day. So we're going to get into these messages and I'm going to get to witching and so will you. Grand Rising, hello, welcome. Okay, so what's going on? Today is the new moon. Tell me, people, you know what's coming. What is, pray tell, my new moon ritual? Who remembers this? And extra credit if you remember why I ask. I did the same thing last time. So I have faith in you guys. I believe in you. Somebody's paying attention. What is my new moon ritual? Does anybody remember? Yes, June came in first. Fasting, asking us to develop our practices. Thank you. Oh wait, actually I see Lauren too. Okay, that's a tie. Fasting to inspire us to make our own. Yes, Lauren, absolutely. Girl, I just have to say I'm rejoining the convo today. Hella enlightened. Ooh, yes. Good. Yes, fasting is what is happening today. And again, I know I sound like a broken record. Hi, Betty, to everybody who's already heard this, but it's just because it's important to me. I truly believe this. I was saying this to one of my clients yesterday who was in the shop for a reading. And they were like, no, I just like coming to you. It's fine. And I was like, look, I love that. Of course, I love that. I have a business here. I want you to keep coming to me. But it is way more important to me that you develop your own practice. I really want to make witches. I don't want to be the witch for everybody. I want to see everybody step into their witchness. And developing regular rituals is so key to that. You just got to commit to one thing. It can be the tiniest thing. It can be once a month. Pick the full moon or the new moon, and it doesn't have to be something that looks like a big spiritual production. So whether you're limited on resources or maybe you live with people and you don't have privacy, you don't have to do something elaborate. Your new moon ritual could be throwing something away. Taking advantage of the new moon's energy of new beginnings and clearing things out and starting over. Use that energy to your benefit and clear some things out or move something around and make a commitment to every new moon. I'm going to clean out one of my drawers. Every new moon I'm going to throw away anything I haven't worn in the last 6 months, whatever. So rituals do not have to be robes under the moon and 1,000 candles and all of that stuff. Your ritual can be washing your hands a certain way. Washing your hands. I've been on the tickety talk lately because the shop started a TikTok. If you're on TikTok, find my shop on TikTok at BronxWitch HQ. We're on the tickety talk. And I saw someone talking about washing their hands with cinnamon. I think that's going around right now. So if you guys are out here washing your hands with cinnamon, make that a ritual. You can do that every first of the month. Call in prosperity, quickly clear away things that you don't need. Call on cinnamon's fiery energy. And it can take you 2 seconds and use ingredients that you have in your kitchen. So, and be discreet and nobody has to know. So rituals do not have to be elaborate. And I'm going to always repeat this and encourage you guys to develop your own. It just so happens that on the new moon, mine is to fast because the energy of the moon's restarting. So I want to restart too. But anything that you do on any type of a consistent basis is going to really help you go beyond that point of desiring to be being a witch and saying, yes, this is what I do. I am a witch. And that comes before casting spells, in my humble opinion. Yes, a deep clean on the new moon makes a lot of sense to me. I've been trying to just purge continuously lately, but makes a lot of sense to me. Okay. And then we have this new moon in Taurus. It's happening. Why did I say it like that? Oh my gosh. In Taurus. Yes. Cleanse, clear, salt and water. Oh my God. Yep. Preter, salt and water. That's it. I love making spiritual baths, and I encourage you to take Leslie's class on spiritual baths because I like the way she approaches the class. Her first class is giving you an overview of the principles of working with water, why spiritual bathing is energetically effective in the first place, what considerations you want to have for your water, for your herbs, and then she actually demonstrates making kind of just like a general cleansing or removing bath, right? And then her subsequent classes are going to focus on specific types of baths and be more focused on the recipes. So she'll be focusing on sweetening baths, on white baths, which go over the head, on breaking baths for actually getting rid of work that's been put on you, the more intense baths. I think she's going to do a class just on head washes and foot washes. So definitely, get into the portal and check out those classes. But I always tell people water and salt. And honestly, with the salt, you're spoiling yourself because you can take a spiritual bath with just the water. What the hell do you think a baptism is? They don't put salt in that shit. That is just the water. They take you to the river. They take you to a pool. If they're one of the more conservative groups, they just sprinkle you. Okay. But either way, it's just the water. So I like that Leslie focuses on why the water is what matters. But salt, of course, we know absorbs and neutralizes energy incredibly effectively. So it's a great addition. And the reason I mention it to people is because most people have it in their home. It's readily available. It doesn't really matter what kind you use, though I do like to use a ritual salt that I've, consecrated for that purpose, but you can use any salt. And it also allows you to ritualize the process a little bit, which matters. Because when we witches are running around in robes and all of the stuff, it might seem kind of silly, but it's all a part of getting your body into the vibration of what it is you're manifesting. You know what I'm saying? So if you need a robe to feel like you're working magic, wear a robe. If adding some salt or adding an herb to a pot of water makes that water feel magical, add the salt. Sometimes it's the act of the ritual that gives something its magic. So ritual is important. Pick one, find one, start somewhere and just keep going. Be consistent and let it grow, let it change, let it evolve. And this new moon is in the sign of Taurus. Why do I say it so hard? Taurus, which I think happens like around 11 something today, 11:55, 11:53 on the East Coast today. And Taurus energy for me, the first thing I always think of is home. Home and comfort, being comfortable. I just see a bull in a green pasture. So, for those of you who are cleaning in your homes, you may have already been picking up on this new moon in Taurus energy because that's exactly what I would use it for. That type of um, activity or what have you, or that type of a ritual. Tending to my home, starting over. I like the dark of the moon, which I guess is right now, right before we see a sliver of moon, for getting rid of things and purging things, and then starting fresh when you see that first sliver of moon and letting things grow as the moon grows. So you might do some purging, you might do some cleansing, you might do some type of a removing bath. Everybody who comes into the shop is always talking about cord cutting. Y'all are constantly cord cutting. So that might be a good time for a cord cutting. And I look at cord cutting similar to like deep cleansings or banishments. So if you do a cord cutting, around the new moon, I would do it, like now before you start to see that sliver of moon. And then I would follow that up when you see the sliver of moon for some blessings and stuff. Because I feel like when we clear things away, we leave a vacuum or a void. And if you don't fill that in with the positive stuff that you do want, it's an empty space that all the other stuff can kind of seep back into and keep a hold of. So after you do that cord cutting or that removal, follow it up as the moon is becoming brand new with, some type of calling in, some type of blessing. What do you want in exchange for the thing that you just got rid of? What would you like instead? So use your new moons to do those types of rituals. And because it's Taurus, it's in the sign of Taurus, that work might be best received if you focus it on, home areas of your life, etc. Mm, a heart chakra healing session. That sounds, it's so funny that you say that, Lauren, because literally I went to the New Jersey Gem Fossil Mineral Expo or what have you. Shout out to ShopWitch Alexis, who took me to my first gem show, which is amazing. I got, you guys, whew, if you can come into the shop next week, come in. All the crystals are being processed. They're being cleansed. They're being, categorized and being put out on the shelves. I got some good stuff. And it was so cool to see. But of course, I had to get a little something for me. And my birthstone is Peridot. I'm a Leo, an August Leo. And I got this just lovely, perfect Peridot stone for me. And I brought it home and I realized that it was what I needed for some heart-based meditation that I'm going to be doing next week. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so perfect. Now, I have a homegirl that does jewelry. If I can get in touch with her, like soon enough, maybe she does like emergency wrappings because I would love to wrap it real fast. But, oh, you know what? What am I talking about? You know what I got for the shop? While we were shopping, I got those cool metal wire cages that you can put like any crystal in, and I got chains. I have everything I need. It's not perfect. It won't be perfectly wire wrapped. It will be in the cage, but that will allow me to hold it by my heart when I meditate for next week, and then I can hit up my homegirl to have it like nicely wrapped. Yes. How do I feel about no longer working? Who is no longer working? You're not talking about me. You mean working like working? Like working? Child, I've never worked so much in my life. I went to sleep at 5 this morning because I'm working on the digital ebook and presentation for my How to Make Incense Cologne workshop, which I'm teaching for this online convention called Our Sorcery Hour this weekend. But that class is also coming to the online portal. So I'm working on all the materials for that. And I'm working. Oh, Betty. Oh. Oh my gosh, wait, what did I miss? Sorry. Oh my God, what did I miss? I thought you were talking to me. I was like, are you, what? I am working all day. Hold on, I missed something important. What is going on? Oh, I just found it. Betty. Wow, 29 years. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is Betty. Thank you, Maruta. Figured it out. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. Now I want to ask you a whole bunch of questions. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry about that, my dear. Oy. Talk about a cord cutting, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, sucker punch. Oh, there's no doubt about that. That's just like, wow. Did they just take you by surprise? They didn't give you any heads up or anything? Is that legal? Sorry, I like to sue people. I went to law school and I didn't finish, and I have all the debt still. So any opportunity I get to go in a courtroom, I'm like, I'm there. I paid for that shit, so it needs to benefit me somehow, you know? That's a long time to be with a company. I'm sorry that they would like do it that way. Facts, Pastor Zor. I saw this beautiful clip. Some of you probably saw it because it's like an ad, but it was on Instagram, and I think it's an ad for like one of those card playing games that you like ask people really in-depth questions, you know, and you get to know them, stuff like that. And it was a mom and a daughter. And the question that the daughter asked was, you know, if there's one thing you would like me to know in this lifetime when you're not here, what is it? And she said, I want you to always remember that every time a door closes, a window opens. Every time. And this woman looks like she's like 70s, 80s, at least, you know. And I take the words of our elders with heavier weight than the rest of y'all. Sorry, no offense. But I just do. And when someone who has lived that long says to their child with emphasis, I promise you, I have seen with my own eyes, and I have lived long enough to see a lot, that every time a door closes, a window opens. And she says, I just want you to always remember to look for the window. Always remember to look for the window. I just thought that was really beautiful. And that made me think of that, because somebody said one door closes, another opens, and sometimes it's a window. So, you know, always look for it. And fuck that also. Okay? Niceness aside. Fuck them. Okay? Because what the hell? You know what I'm saying? 29 years, do they at least give you, let me not get in your business, but like, I hope they give you something. A going away package, some chocolates. I am not accepting their offer. I'm going for everything. Every time. Yes. Mm-hmm. Lauren, you're like the heart chakra plug. You're like, you know what you need? Heart chakra healing. Yes. That's never going to hurt. But yeah, for sure. I actually really agree with that, because it's like a breakup. You know what I'm saying? It's like that hits you in the heart. It's not just, yes, it's a job, but when you've been with it for, an extended period of time, people become family. It becomes more than that. So Okay. All right. I think that's everything, y'all. Okay. Oh, wait. So before we get into the cards real fast, I just wanted to show you guys this deck that I got from Wiser, because I love synchronicity. Well, okay, I'm gonna be honest. There have been times where I have literally been screaming at spirit, like, stop it with the symbols, stop it with the signs. I need answers. Please give me something concrete. Okay, but when I am not freaking out and letting fear and desperation get the best of me, and I am able to appreciate the synchronicities that the universe uses to speak with, it's delightful and it's nice and it's really wonderful to be like, oh my gosh, you guys, y'all are funny. So I got this box or bag, like mailing bubble thing, the other day from Wiser, and it had a copy of African American Magic by Stephanie Rose Bird, which is super cute. I like the concept of the book, and I've already like pulled a couple things out of it. But this Rosebud Tarot came, and you guys know I'm not really like a deck collector, so I keep decks that I feel like I'm going to work with, and if I don't, I give them away or whatever. But this I got, and it's called the Rosebud Tarot, and I was like, I saw it as soon as I took it out of the bubble mailer, and I was like, where have I seen this image before? It is calling to me so strongly. I really feel like these cards are like the universe sending me something. This is not just a gift. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I know what it is. And I come home and I was so right. But I have this box that holds my mala beads, my pendulum, and now that piece of peridot, these stones that I use to meditate and pray with. And yeah, it's basically like the exact same. I don't know if you guys can see rose on both of these. And I was like, thank you, universe. I love it when it's so obvious. And then there's another layer of like synchronicity that I can't share really fully. But I'll say the name of the deck, Rosebud Tarot, also connects to this situation. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I just wanted to show you guys just a couple of them. I don't think we're going to read from them because I want to like get to know them and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you what they look like. Oh boy. Let's see. Can we get good? I have the light. Oh wait, hold on. Let's try this. Let's try less light. See that? Pretty, huh? It's like a combination of photography and collage and like mixed media. I mean, it's not mixed media on the card, but it looks like it would be made of mixed media. Alley Universe, not Steven Universe. Alley Universe would be a weird place, I think. Okay. Okay, representation. It's the 10 of water or 10 of cups. Okay, aren't these very interesting? They're like black and white, but also sort of color. They're matte, and they have like a white border around them. And some changes have been made. They changed the suits. The suits are like water. Wait, hold on. Yeah, they went with elements, water, fire, earth for the minor, but I think they changed. What did they change? Oh, they changed some of the. Oh, okay. They changed some of the major arcana. I'm remembering now. They changed some of the major arcana, like. Pew, pew, pew. Like temperance. Justice is balance. So they changed up some of the major arcana. The Hermit is the seeker. Okay. And then they also, like the Fool is the youth. Is she pretty? The youth. So they changed up some of the major arcana, and then also with the court cards, instead of king, queen, instead of king, queen, knight, and page or something like that, they went with curiosity. That's the page. Velocity is the knight. So curiosity is the page, velocity is the knight, generosity is the queen, and sovereignty is the king. So you have the curiosity of water, generosity, velocity, and sovereignty of water here, instead of page, etc. of cups. Cool, huh? So they made those changes. Really pretty art, nice matte cards. I'm going to shuffle them. Let's do a first shuffle. Is it the same artist as the Moonchild deck? I don't know. Diana Rose Harper is the author, and the artist is Amanda Stillwell. I was looking them up on Instagram, but I couldn't find them, so, well, I didn't look very hard, but I have to try again. Ooh. Yeah, I love a good first shuffle. I do not like when new cards are stiff. I don't know. I know some people think like thick cards are good quality or something, but I have little hands. Oh, yeah, that is nice. Very nice. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to show that to you guys. Thank you, universe. The Rosebud Tarot. Check it out, guys. It's probably new from Wiser if they sent it along with African American Magics. I think that is a new release as well. So check it out. That's really cool. I might have to carry these in the shop. They're really pretty. Oh my gosh, really? The heart is connected to the rose? I didn't realize that. Good morning, Sabrina. Welcome. All right, witches, we're going to get into these readings now. Okay, thank you for hanging out if you've been here this whole time. If you are new here, these are the live new moon zodiac tarot readings. We are going to be pulling cards for all 12 of the zodiac signs to get an idea of what this new moon in Taurus energy is going to mean for you, or how you can utilize that energy, what you can start over with in terms of your home, your comfort, your pleasure, and spaces. And I encourage you to receive the message for your sun, moon, and rising and put those together to kind of get a full picture for yourself. But if you would like to dive deeper, then you can book me for private readings. You can take my virtual classes, shop the products in my shop, all of that at BronxWitch.com. And there are more links down in the bio description of this video, I think. Not the same artist, but similar style. All right, pulling cards from the usual Mahogany Tarot today. I do have the Rosebud Tarot next to me, so if I feel called to pull from there, we have another option, but I'm going to stick with this for now. And the Oracle deck is the new Oracle deck we've been getting to know, the guide to the... wait, that's the name of the book. What's the name of the deck? Anatomy of a Witch Oracle is the name of the deck by Laura Tempest Sackroff. All right. Hey, Key. Welcome. All right, guys. I'm going to pull an oracle card just to read the energy of this new moon in Taurus for all of us. New beginnings in the home, in our comfort, in our pleasure. Good morning, Jennifer. Hi, Kyra or Kira. Okay, we have smell. Okay. Smell. Let me see here. Can you guys see that? Lovely perfume bottles and incense burning. And the reason why I laughed is because I just finished telling you guys how I am teaching my incense cone making class on Sunday, which is it's just very, very interesting that this would come up because literally all I have been talking about this week and been thinking about is smell in the physical sense and how that relates to our energies and spiritual like scent therapy and the scents we choose. And so in the class I'm talking about the different ingredients that you use for the scent component of your incense and how you tailor that to the energy that you are looking to create with your incense. Incense is about so much more than just making a room smell nice. It really is an energetic beacon that you send out when you light incense. I had a client once that was like, I don't know what's going on. Every time I study, I'm like, I have headaches, I can't focus, da 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 da. And I was like, well, what do you do when you study? And she's like, oh, well, I try to set the mood. I light incense. I'm like, what type of incense? She's like, whatever I get my hands on. And I was like, wait a minute, that might be the problem right there. And in fact, things got better when she started using a specific type of incense. And it's important to understand that the physical senses, touch, taste, smell, etc., all link up to an intuitive sense, a clair sense, right? So we have our ability to see with our physical eyes, but then we have clairvoyance where we're able to see with our spiritual eye. And so the same with smelling and sensing things. There is a connection between what we smell physically and what happens. And yes, that is one of the reasons that scent is such a memory trigger, because it is such a powerful connection to the spiritual and to the unseen. Okay, so smell. So maybe this is encouragement for some of you to sign up for our sorcery hour and take the incense class or take it on the portal when it comes around. Or to just maybe incorporate incense and incorporate scent into any rituals that you are doing this new moon or this weekend. And also like oils as well, because these are like perfumes and oils. So we're talking about smell generally, not just incense. That's one component, but we also have these perfumes and oils. So for those of you who maybe don't really work with incense very much, or that's not your draw, working with oils and perfumes might be something you want to do. I know some of you said that you're going to be doing spiritual baths for this new moon or sometime this weekend. You might incorporate an oil into your bath. If it's a cleansing bath, maybe not. But other types of baths might benefit from having an oil added, or you might use some type of oil afterwards to kind of seal in the energy of the bath. So let's see what Laura says about this card. Okay, so we've got 2 Egyptian glass perfume bottles surrounded by jasmine blossoms and an incense holder on the card. Our sense of smell is deeply linked to memory. Hey, who was mentioning that? Maruta. This connection likely evolved from our early survival instincts, our needs to be able to detect danger from predatory animals, bad food, or shifting weather, as well as remember what foods are good and what places are safe. Scent also plays a huge role in attraction, who we are drawn to or repulsed by, all through the power of our noses. With the combined powers of earth, fire, and air, we use smoke to cleanse as well as perfume spaces and also to communicate with spirits, deities, and ancestors. Okay. I really like that Laura mentioned what I mentioned earlier about releasing and calling in. Okay. And what this is telling me is like a reiteration of what I said earlier about the dark of the moon being a good time to release. And then the new moon is a great time to start fresh, start over, call something new in. These two things pair up well to do that. So you might cleanse your space with smoke, and then you might fill that space with another type of smoke or with perfumes and oils that have the vibration of what you want to call in after you've cleansed. Okay, so remember to do both. If any of you are getting rid of anything, cutting any ties, purging in any way, it would be a really good idea to make sure to follow that up with calling something beneficial in to take that space. Yes. Get rid of any stinky stuff and also replace it with something that smells good. Don't just stop at the getting rid of stinky stuff, because stinky stuff has a way to creep back into spaces that are left just empty. Let's get into it. I figured we would start with Taurus. We're still in Taurus season for a little bit. And you know, another thing too that I think is really interesting, because this new moon is in Taurus, and when I think of Taurus, I think of pleasure. You know, that Venusian energy, I think of being comforted and being comfortable. And so cleansing and then perfuming the space feels like a very Taurian thing to do, you know. Yeah, remove and replace. Okay, let's get into these messages. Again, I encourage you to listen to your sun, moon, and rising. Bring those all together to get a more complete message for yourself. And if any of these messages resonate with you guys, you can leave a super chat. It helps to support these being free and live. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you guys. Thank you so much for all the votes on my Patreon questions. I've been asking questions here on YouTube in the community tab about my Patreon, which is coming soon, what you guys want to see, choosing the layout. You guys picked the banner and all of that stuff. So thank you guys so much for your votes and all your feedback. I'm excited, and that is coming soon. And so that will be a way that you can access high tea and all kinds of other stuff. But your super chats here on YouTube help to support keeping these here on YouTube. So I thank you guys. All right, we're going to start with Taurus. It's your new moon, baby. Okay. I guess because it's the new moon, we want to be like releasing and calling in. So I feel like people are going to be getting 2 cards. So for you, Taurus, we have Temperance in the reverse for what's like going out or what we need to like let go of and release. And then we have the 3 of Cups coming up for what we want to manifest and come up with. So for you, this new moon phase is about focusing in on the areas in your life where you may have lost balance, particularly where it comes to play. And I really like that there's 3 characters in the 3 of Cups, because something someone said with the other day really stuck with me. And it was basically that like we tend to focus on work and rest, and we think that's it. And a lot of times we confuse rest for play. And it's really important as adults that we actually have that trifecta and that we actually play from time to time. Okay. And that's not the same as rest. That's not the same as your day off. That's not the same as running your errands and like catching up on your laundry and stuff like that. It's truly enjoying yourself for the sake of enjoying yourself, disconnecting from work and other responsibilities maybe, and really just enjoying yourself. Being socializing. You might have been feeling kind of reclusive lately, and like you've wanted to stay in and not really go out. And there might be a little bit too much of an emphasis on whatever it is that has been driving you indoors. Maybe you've been indoors working on projects, or you've been indoors creating things, and that's been keeping you maybe a little bit isolated and things like that. So with this new moon, we want to release some of that burden. We want to release some of that imbalance. We want to release some of those, maybe negative mind thoughts that tell you that like you have to, that you don't deserve to play, that you don't, you don't have enough going on, or you haven't accomplished enough to take that time for yourself and do those things. You want to focus on releasing that, and then calling in fun, calling in celebration, calling in socializing and community. It definitely feels like this will involve socializing with others. So if that's something that's been lacking in your life, I would use this new moon to pursue that. And if you don't have others to socialize with, then you might use this new moon energy to manifest that. Cast for some friends, Call like-minded people into your life. I did it. It still cracks me up to this day that the shop witches all sitting in a circle look like one of the pictures that is on my vision board. So if you don't have a circle to play with, you don't have a community that wants to do the kinds of things you like to do, then call them in with this. Use this new moon energy to call them in for your day. Number 3 is a magic number. I agree. All right, Gemini. Check these text messages. I'm technically a boss witch on duty. The shop opens at 11. Shop witch Alexis should be getting there around 11:30 to open up and everything, but I like to keep my eye just in case. Number 3 life. Oh, look at that. Gemini. Do we have any Geminis in the building? Sun, moon, or rising? Okay, Gemini. Thank you, Spirit, for the clarity here. So, Gemini, we have the 4 of Pentacles coming in with the releasing, and the 10 of Wands coming in for what we are calling in. Okay, and it was like, boom. It hit Diana Rose Harper as an awesome astrologer. Really? Okay, good to know. The deck is beautiful. Okay, here we go again. Let me see what these texts are, guys. Hold on. I don't think they're... I think they're just ads, but yes, okay. Everybody sends out their text ads at 10. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, yes. Here we are, Gemini. We have the 4 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. This is what we are letting go of. This is what we are calling in, okay? So basically the message for you is that we need to get rid of this idea that you need to hold on to every dime and be, miserly with your finances. Really, what we want to be calling in are more opportunities, more streams of income, more avenues, and we want to put in a little bit more work. The first thing I heard when I saw these cards was like a little bit of an accusation that maybe there's a bit of some laziness going on a little bit. And it's like, okay, it's easier to be comfortable where I am, maybe get the paycheck that I collect and just hold on to that and be frugal and responsible and not spend it on anything. And Spirit's saying that is actually really not the way that you want to go. What you want to do is you want to create more avenues, pursue some of your interests, your passions perhaps, and find ways to bring in finances, resources, etc. through those avenues so that you don't have to cling so tightly on what you have, and you have freedom to actually explore. The thing about the 4 of Pentacles is, yeah, he's got some coin, but look, he can't go nowhere. There's a whole metropolis behind him, and he's literally stuck in his seat tending to this little pot of money that he's got. and he can't even like go out and see what that money could do for him and enjoy it, right? So Spirit is saying, release that. Let go of that feeling that that the only way to make it forward is through like saving and just accepting what you're being given. If you put more effort into the things that truly interest you, you can create income streams from them. And I would use this new moon to plant the seeds for those things. You don't have to have a finished product right now. The 10 of Wands is on his journey, right? He's building something. So you don't have to have a finished product, but I would use this new moon. I would use the next few days to sit down and like create some plans for how what these other streams of income might be. And I would also do some releasing work around money or some type of healing work around your relationship with money, because there's a reason why you feel like you have to cling on to it. Maybe you didn't have a lot of it as a kid. Maybe you've gone through financial traumas, bankruptcies, things like that, that has like, caused you to feel like, man, I can't let it go, or what have you. So you might want to, in this dark of the moon, release those limiting beliefs, work on some of that, do some healing around that. And as the moon becomes new and we see that first sliver, plant some seeds for these other avenues that you want to open. Okay, Gemini? And get your coin. You know what I'm saying? Don't cling to your coin. Make more. I loved talking to Nicole Benzo, the honey jar witch who was creator of the Rich Witch oil, self-made witch millionaire. I loved hearing her talk about like money and stuff like that. So, listening to other people talk about overcoming their limiting money mindsets might help. And I love that she was like, I told her that I worry that I'm irresponsible with money. I was like, oh, I feel like I maybe need to get better with money in order to deserve having more. And she was like, did it occur to you that you're not good with money because you just don't have enough of it? Like, you're not spending it on crazy things. You're not spending it on like diamonds, and not like you're spending, it's hard to manage because you don't make enough. You don't have enough for this life. So it's not that you're bad with money. You'd be great with it if you had more. And I was like, damn, that blew my mind. That totally changed how I look at myself. My whole life I've been telling myself I'm not good with money. And immediately I was like, wait a minute, maybe I totally am good with money and I just haven't had enough to do the things that I want to do. So, yeah. Some money healing for you, Gemini. Yeah, I love Nicole. It's just so inspiring. Boom. Okay, Cancer, you are next. Any Cancers here? Sun, Moon, Rising, Cancer. This is your new moon message. I guess it doesn't really surprise me because it is a new moon in Taurus. And it, I said home, pleasure. Taurus is earth energy, so it definitely relates to prosperity. So I do feel like this new moon is a very good time for like money work for folks. Because Cancer, you're getting a money message here too, with the Queen of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Okay. And interestingly, it's this card is supposed to be like the releasing card, and what we're calling in or what we should be starting new, planting new seeds for. And I felt when I pulled this card that this message is a little bit different. It's not so much the calling in or the releasing as it is that like you are being given the big okay to do some spell work or to do some magical work. The Queen of Wands is very much the witch of the queens. And whenever she pops up for me, it's usually an indication that we are getting in our cauldrons, literally. So I don't know if there are any Cancers in the room who are thinking about doing some type of magical work, some type of spell work, casting some money spells or things like that. But for me, this is a very big okay that, yeah, this new moon would be the perfect time for you to do that. Okay, cast your money spells. This energy of the Six of Pentacles is generous. It's like, yep, the universe is ready to answer your requests. It sees you. It is ready to hand out to you. So go ahead and put your petition in. And the way that we do that, for some people might be praying, for some people might be whatever, but we're witches around here. So the way that we do that is through spell work and spell crafting. So Cancer, this new moon, I would very much encourage you to do some money work. Y'all know I don't really encourage like spell work that often because I feel like that's what everybody jumps to and they jump to it a little too quickly. And being a witch is about so much more than just casting spells. But I would say Cancer, that's a big indication that some spell work this weekend would be a good idea. Specifically around prosperity and money. If you have a promotion that you're going up for, or you are writing a business plan, you're looking for an investment of any kind, the energy would be good for you to receive that if you put out into the universe that that's what you want. June said, Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moon, doing magic for my health and prosperity tonight. Stop spying on me, witch. Sorry. Lo siento. It's not my fault. They see what they see. They let me see what they see. Lauren, you mentioned that you are not a Cancer, but you were waiting for a sign of to do some specific spell work, and you feel like that might be a sign for you. Another thing to do astrologically when it comes to like moon phases and things like that is to look at your own chart, because we do sun, moon, and rising because that's like the easiest thing for people to one, know, and to share with others. But if you go into your chart, you might want to see what would you be looking for? I guess you would be looking for Taurus, and what house. You would be looking for Taurus. So on the outer ring of your chart, you're looking for Taurus. And then you're going to go inside to the inner ring of your chart and see what house in your chart is in Taurus. And that will tell you what area of your life would best benefit from, this new moon energy. And so it might be the case that Taurus falls in a house that relates to money, or home, abundance, prosperity, in some way for you. But that'll give you an idea more specifically for you, as opposed to, all of the Cancers out there. Okay. Not an astrologer, but that's what astrologers tell me to do, so I'm telling you. Find the house for the sign, and that'll tell you what area of your life this action in the sign is going to show up. So a new beginning is going to happen where in your life? What house Taurus falls in for you can help to give some light on that. Okay, Leo. Yeah, your planets too. Thank you, June. Also, if you might have other planets in Taurus other than Sun, Moon, and Rising. You might have other Taurus placements that will also shed some light. Ooh, foot powders. You know what is so funny? I am just starting to realize the effectiveness of foot powders. I shared with the Coven community in the online portal about a successful hot foot spell that I did on the parking lot that used to be outside of my building. And the success of that really kind of got me into the foot powders thing. And then I made a protection black salt that I consecrated, and I had to go visit my friend in prison. And that's always a very, oh my God, the energy there is intense. And I was like, I need to do something to help shield myself going into these spaces because I can't come out of here being exhausted and need a whole day to recover. And something told me to take my sneakers and step in the powder because I still had the powder on the altar, like on the plate that I was charging it on. And so I just literally like patted my sneakers in them and like just rubbed it into the soles of my shoes. The difference it made was incredible. I felt like I was in a bubble of light the entire trip. It was wonderful. I was so much better the day after. Very effective. Very effective. Shout out to foot powders. I think a prosperity powder, starting on the new moon to start wearing it, that makes. Get ready, Smokey. Get ready. Plus, bulls have hooves. Yes, sympathetic magic is very effective. Money is like manure. It's not worth a thing unless it's spread around, encouraging young things to grow. Oh, I love that. I don't know how Money would feel to being related to poop, but I think she would get the idea. Write a spell on a bay leaf and put it under your shoe lining. Love that. Look at that. That's a great connection of the shoe thing. I love comparing magic because when you see how different people work things, you see where those commonalities work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, here are all these different witches showing that whether they made a powder or they did a leaf or they stepped in something, that foot magic is effective. Let me try that for myself. You know what I mean? This is where we learn from each other. Absolutely. Or a sigil, drawing a sigil on the sole of your shoes, probably great. I'd like to think back in the day when I was drawing tic tac toe on my shoes in class that that's what I was doing. Okay, Leo, we have your message for this new moon. We are the sun. We are Seven of Cups. So, um, also interesting here because I don't feel like this so much is a releasing. No, you know what? It is. It is a releasing. It is a releasing. This is kind of a not so common message that I'm getting with this sun card. Usually when the sun card comes up, we're talking about like our inner child, and it's always like a good thing. You know, it's like, oh, your inner child's happy. Oh, you picked the right route. Blessings are abundant, blah, 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 blah. But that's not the feeling that's coming through this time with this card, Leo. This sort of feels a little bit more like childishness, a little bit like immaturity. The way the child is just propped up on the horse and not holding on to anything, it's cute, but it's reckless. It's a little bit reckless. And it sort of feels like what you're releasing is maybe some of this leaning into your inner child a little bit too much. You might have like done some inner child healing, gotten the opportunity to like play, let loose. You might have settled in on like figuring out how to make your childhood dream become a reality or something like that. And all of that is fine and well, but you kind of can't go too far in the other direction of letting the child part of your soul be completely in charge, because they don't necessarily have the structure and the motor skills, to really be able to do that. So that's really interesting. I don't usually get that message with this card. So Leo, I think we're releasing, I don't know, I want to call it like maybe immaturity a little bit, or just like letting loose a little bit too much. It's like you had a good run, you had a good time, you had a good break, but now it's time to maybe like reel it in. And the Seven of Cups is saying this is your opportunity to really call in anything you want. You have many options in front of you, whether they be like avenues to things or things that you actually want, and you're kind of crafting who you want to be. Because I've always found it so interesting that the Seven of Cups figure is completely blacked out like that. It's one of the only cards, if not the only card, where you have that. There's shadow on people, but to be completely blacked out where you literally can't tell what or who this person is feels really significant. I feel like your inner child got a chance to run free and reconnect and heal, and all of that is wonderful. But now it is time to kind of put it all together and say, okay, we've got all the components in place. Inner child is healed, higher self is good, we've addressed our shadow. Now that we have all of these components together, where are we going from here? Who is it that you want to be? What self are you creating? You have all of these options available to you. So this new beginning for you, Leo, is potentially a very significant new moon. Because you may be really truly transforming yourself, or maybe not even transforming yourself, but like the transformation that you have been undergoing is now coming to a completion, and like the final form is being assumed. So you can use this new moon to help usher that along, you know. Hard again. Yep. If I wasn't worried about it falling somewhere, I would wear my peridot like in my bra today. But I'd be pissed. No, but I should take it to the shop because that's where I have the balls. So yeah. Virgo. Virgo. Okay. Virgo, we have the King of Cups in the reverse, and we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So, in terms of letting go, we're needing to work on some of this hesitancy you have to express yourself emotionally. There's like some fear about that or insecurity around that, and especially if we're talking publicly or around others, there's a hard time either being in touch with your emotions and admitting to yourself how you feel, or being okay with admitting to others how you feel. But either way, letting go of that, working on that, would be a good idea. And what you want to call in, is sort of like, so the Knight of Wands for me is a very sexual card. It's a very sexual energy when it's in the upright. And in the reverse, it's a sexual energy. It's a passionate, fiery energy, but it's a lot more like subdued. It's not so like runaway, hot, spicy, hot tamales. The Knight of Wands is very like, let's go, let's get it. And in the reverse, it's like, yeah, we have a lot of passion and energy here, but we are able to like temper that a little bit, and maybe move a little bit more slowly, a little bit more methodically, a little bit more carefully. Okay, so it's okay to express yourself emotionally. It's okay to let people know how you are feeling and to admit how you are feeling, because it seems like slowing down in some way, pumping the brakes a little bit, is what's going to is what you're going to want to call in for this particular new moon. Okay, so you may have been going really, really, really hard. You may have been taking on too many responsibilities and you're stressed and depressed maybe and sad and struggling through it and not letting people know about that, maybe not even admitting it to yourself. And if you keep going like that, doesn't typically work out well for anybody. So this new moon for you, I think you want to slow down, get in touch with your feelings, admit them to yourselves, and maybe admit them to others. But call in some calma with what you've got going on. And it's not necessarily to like let go of projects or things like that. It's just like you've been going so full steam ahead. Work difficulty, yeah. Libra. And don't forget, guys, if these messages resonate with you, I definitely appreciate your super chats. And if you are watching this video on a replay, you can leave a super thanks. Your super chats and super thanks help to make sure that this video stays public. So thank you. Okay, Libra. Got some big things going on in your life right now, Libra. With this new moon, we have the Emperor and we have the Sun. Releasing the Emperor, calling in the Sun. And it feels like there may be some attachment to, I just keep feeling like the capitalism, the patriarchy, like the structured life that we've been given with the whole like 5 work day, 2 day off, collect a paycheck, have the taxes taken out, like that whole thing that we've been doing for a while. Doesn't really satisfy your soul. It doesn't edify you. It definitely does not allow your inner child to really grow and stretch. You're doing things right now because you have to, and it's a part of the system and a part of the structure. But there's really a feeling that you want to let go of that, and you're maybe looking for the time to do it. And this is an indication that the time is now. And it's definitely not going to be small or easy because, we're talking about the Emperor here. This is a big system. So it's not like you're going to destroy the system necessarily by yourself or anything like that. So you have to make the decision to just kind of like walk away from it and decide that you're just not going to play into it anymore. You're not going to participate in it, and you're going to find your own way. And that's not easy. It is never easy to go like off the grid or go, out of the norm and do something different. But this is a season for you to really pour into your inner child and to let them play and be free and pursue the things that you genuinely want to do. And that is not happening. I mean, the Emperor is like the polar opposite of the child, everything that the child is not. So that's where you're at right now. And you're, if you want to allow your inner child to really thrive and start a life or start living from that space of doing things that you really enjoy, doing things that really are rewarding, that are fulfilling, you'll have to make the decision, I think, of whether or not you want to break away from like that structure and that system. And so we were talking before about like, cord cutting and stuff like that. So you might be releasing yourself from a particular job or a particular career path or whatever. And then what you're calling in is like play or passion, pleasure, comfort, freedom. You think faster than you can react lately. Yeah, that feels like a very Virgo thing. All right, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. We always see a lot of the similar cards come up when we do these readings because obviously we're all being impacted by the same energy. So here we are again with the sun, this time for releasing for you, Scorpio. And then we have the Two of Wands for calling in. And the message again feels like it did earlier. Was it Leo? To tighten things up a little bit. It doesn't really feel like it's about embracing the inner child. It's like that has happened, and there's room for um, maturity. There's room for a little bit more. It's like you've been enjoying yourself for an extended period of time, and it's like, okay, now it's time to really back in, because the Two of Wands here, what we're calling in, is really all about being in the planning stages of a new adventure, a new trip, a new stage. And we can't necessarily be in comfortable play mode or la-di-da, whatever will happen happens mode, when we need to get ready for something challenging or something big, or what have you. And it feels like you're going to have some choices. So you might have like a choice coming up in your life. You might be making a decision about whether or not to stay at a job, whether or not to like buy another house and move, things like that. And just being in that space of just pure bliss and freedom, as nice as it is, sometimes takes us away from some of like our more practical considerations. So you kind of need to get practical, Scorpio. And I would use this new moon to start making like some actual pen on paper plans for this next adventure that you're going to be going on, because you do need to tidy things up. Otherwise, you might be stuck, kind of like delayed or procrastinated, or kind of just like thinking about it instead of actually taking that next step. So, right, quit kidding around and make some concrete plans. Right, we're talking about it, but we need to kind of let go of this idea stage and bring in a more structured stage, I guess. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this feels like a really big shift for you, potentially, for this new moon. So we have Temperance in reverse, and we have the World in reverse. For the Sages in the house, thank you, Hendrix. Thank you so much. May everything you give to me come back to you 3 times 3. Thank you. Okay, so Sagittarius, we are releasing Temperance in reverse and calling in the World in reverse. And so the first thing that I was like just kind of sitting with was this Temperance in reverse, and how that pairs up with the World. And it feels like there's a shift happening literally in your house, like literally in your home, literally in your home space. And where you might want to put your attention in terms of letting go is like the idea that things are going to be balanced or be comfortable or be even. It's almost like now is not the time for an even approach. You may have been trying to keep the peace and keep an even approach up until now, and it's like we want to let that go. It's time to move on and maybe take a more direct approach to what you want, because we have the world coming up in the reverse, which makes me feel like there are many ideas that you are having about where you could go, but there's something holding you back from that. And I wonder if that's, this piece that you have created over here. It's almost like you've made an almost too comfortable of an environment for yourself, and what you might want to let go of is some of the attachment to that comfort, because there are a lot of different ways that you could move forward, but also kind of whichever way you moved forward, it would be fantastic. Like literally when the world comes up, it's the world is at your oyster kind of a feeling for me. And I think you really just need to accept that, and accept that where you are right now is not the only place for you. It may be comfortable. You may have worked really hard to make it nice, but you can make the next place nice too. And you will. And so, as nice as this spot might be, whether it's your job, work, feels like home, it may be time to just say, I've got to let go of my attachment to this comfort, because there's a whole world out there that I'm not allowing myself to see. Let me plant the seeds during this new moon of seeing what the world has to offer and not being afraid of leaving where I'm comfortable. Thank you, Sabrina. May everything you give to me come back to you 3 times 3. And thank you for the 3. What's up, JB? Hey. I feel like we haven't seen you in a while. Again, telling me exactly what's on the whiteboard. I'm a Sag rising, and I wrote this on my board when I woke up. That's really all tarot is, usually, is validation. The messages are trying to come through to us all the time. Capricorn. Capricorn, very clear message for you. Capricorn, we are releasing judgment, and we are calling in the Ace of Cups in reverse, which for me is like the ultimate self-love card. Okay, so Capricorn, sometimes you are just way too hard on yourself. You're a little too critical, a little too judgmental, and maybe even a little bit too like needing validation. Look at me, look at what I've accomplished, look at how good I am. And you would benefit from using the dark of the moon to work on releasing some of those feelings, those attachments to work, those attachments to needing validation. And instead, as the moon becomes new and starts over, spending some time really giving yourself some self-love. You are enough. You are enough. Your work product does not define you. What you make, what you create, who you work for, these are not the things that define you. You are good enough, even if nobody sees what you do, if nobody gives you any accolades, if what you make, if you think it's crap, whatever, give yourself a break, give yourself some love. You are good enough. You are awesome. The things you make are amazing. And sometimes I think you really need to actually take the time to have specific moments where you tell yourself that, Capricorn. I don't think you can just coast through life and have that happen. I think you need to stop and say, I am going to take the time to put some love on myself, because I know that it is in my nature to go hard, to be really critical, and to think that my work product is the only thing that matters. I matter, and I need to stop and remind myself that I matter for no other reason than just I matter. Okay, Capricorn, I would use this new moon for that type of work. And the water element was heavy, so a bath might be nice. And for you, it might not be like a spiritual bath per se. It might just be like a pretty nice self-care bath. But either way. Oh, bye, Smokey. Yes, you got this. Have a great interview. Have fun. Thank you for spending the morning with us. Aquarius. Okay. All right, Aquarius. I feel like this is a kind of Aquarian message, but once again, we got the sun, guys. Hello. The energy is affecting all of us, so may not be the last time we see it. The sun in the reverse is what we are releasing, Aquarius, and then we have the Hierophant in reverse here for what we're calling in with this new moon energy. And just sitting with this, the message was sort of just like go for it, because it feels like there is I guess I would call it a rebellion, that you are experiencing, or like you are deviating even further from what is considered the norm. And as you deviate even further, it's like you could use some encouragement. And I feel like the Spirit's just giving you some encouragement with that here. The sun in the reverse that we are releasing is like, any hesitancy that you may have had to letting your inner child really be free, hesitancy that you have had towards really being yourself in front of others, and maybe not paying so much attention to how you look, and whether or not you are fitting the mold of what other people expect and all of that stuff. It feels like this is a good time to release that, and it also kind of feels like it's already underway in your life. So this might be sort of reiteration, but go ahead and continue to release that. It's okay. Because what you're calling in is the Hierophant in reverse, which is just further rejection of sort of the structure and the tradition, the norms. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, go for it. Be that inner you, whatever part of you that's like aching to get out, that you have maybe been struggling to show to the world, or wondering whether or not it's going to be well received. It really doesn't matter. Whether or not it's well received. This is it's right for you. It's who you are, and it's where you're going. So I would use this new moon um to really step into that. That might mean an outfit change. That might mean giving some consideration to a different type of career path or things like that. But making a change in how you present yourself, and specifically a change that kind of goes against what is like the status quo and what is expected is what you want. So go for it. Go for it, Aquarius. Pisces. Okay, so Pisces. Oh, I'm like not even seeing. Oh, hi. Yay. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Much love. Back to Canada. Canada be in the building. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much. May everything you guys give to me come back to you 3 times 3. Kira said it was helpful. That's the idea. Okay, Pisces. So Pisces, we have the Hierophant and we have the King of Swords here. Very interesting to have these two figures be paired up with each other for like releasing and also calling in. Okay, so you might be entering like a really intellectual stage of your life. This is so interesting because Peter, you said you're a Pisces and we were talking about taking classes. Wow. Okay. Because yeah, everything about this is very intellectual. It's very higher learning. It doesn't really feel like the Hierophant is something that you are needing to release so much as it might just be like broaden your horizons a little bit. Don't necessarily be so structured in one, specific thing. But either way, the pathway that you are going down is something more structured. It's something more formalized. It's something that probably involves certification or involves a diploma, some type of like formal structure to it. And you're stepping into a stage in your life where you're going to be really exercising your mind, having to think things through, be wise, be discerning, really be on top of your mental game. So if you've been thinking about starting some type of an academic program, going to school, or getting some type of a certification, this new moon energy feels really, really right with that. And I would just say the only thing to keep in mind is that there may be more doors, these keys here, there may be more avenues to that than you had considered. So like if you're applying for things, you might want to apply for some more programs, some more diverse programs maybe you didn't consider before. Just keep your mind open, but you're definitely going into some type of more formalized and structured type of like learning or work. And you can use this new moon to just sort of like, get ready for that, right? Clean up your space, clean up your office, because you're going to be working, busy. All right, let's get into Aries. Mighty, mighty Aries. Any Aries in the building? Yeah, looking for a new job. Oh, right, that's right, you're a Pisces. That is right. Yep, it's time to get into that, okay? And open up your mind to more avenues. It's still going to be formal, structured work. It's not you, becoming an entrepreneur, starting a new job, like, starting a new business. It's getting a job most likely in these formal spaces that you've been in before. But be open to broadening your horizons, because that was in the position of like letting go a little bit. Okay. Aries, hello. Okay, Aries. So first of all, you had kind of like a double whammy card kind of flip around on me with the World and the Five of Pentacles here, and then followed up with the Four of Swords in the reverse. Okay. So for you, Aries, first of all, letting go, releasing this idea of lack of worthiness, this idea that you are confined. Interestingly, the World card, a lot of times it makes us think about having the world at our fingertips, all the things that we can do. But Spirit is having me pay attention to the wreath around the figure and how they are confined in this wreath, and it feels like freedom and all of these things that they want to do are just on the outside. And this is one of the first times I've ever felt the World card feel kind of like a trapped energy. Wow. But that's sort of what it feels like. But I think the reason why this came up instead of like maybe the Eight of Swords or something else that really has more like a trapped energy is because this is an illusory trap. This is not a real trap. This is a trap that you are in because you are not really embracing your true value and your true worth. You are maybe feeling a little down on yourself, a little downtrodden. You're not giving yourself as much credit as you could be, and you're suffering through that a little bit. And Spirit is saying we want to release that sense of lack, that sense of like I'm always going to need help, I'm always going to need support from others, I'm always going to need somebody to get this for me or do this for me. We need to let that go. It may in fact be that that's where you're at right now. You may need people to do things for you. You may need people to get things for you. You may need financial support. You might be collecting some type of benefits or, payments or whatever. That may be where you are right now, but that's not who you are. It's where you are. And there are opportunities all around that you will get to at the present moment, they're not quite within your grasp. And we want to release those feelings of like, it's my fault and I don't deserve it. And what we want to call in is action, because we have the Four of Swords here in the reverse. Okay. And this is action. Something needs to be done. When the Four of Swords comes up in the reverse for me, it's like we tried to give it to you like the gentle way, and now we're gonna come in like real aggressive if you don't kind of get your shit together and realize what's going on, right? In the Five of Pentacles, we are outside of the church, out in the snow, struggling, and in the Four of Swords, it feels like we're inside now. Okay, so it's time to take action. We've had our time to kind of rest on our laurels and, twiddle our thumbs and kind of woe is me or whatever. But now is the time to get up, rise up, and get to work on, just on yourself. Just get to work on yourself, because that's really what this is. It's a self lack problem. It's a real lack problem, but it's a self lack problem more than anything. So this is getting to work on yourself. Steadfastness of truth, superconscious vision, meditation. In the Upanishads, it says that is what the sage needs in order to get whatever their hearts desire. And I talk about that in my intro to meditation class, about why meditation is so key and useful to the witch and to practicing magic. And the Upanishads, the way they describe it is steadfastness of truth, superconscious vision, and meditation allow the sage to manifest whatever their hearts desire. And the Four of Swords in reverse has that energy for you, Aries. Okay. So thank you again so much for your super chats, guys. If you're watching this video on a replay, you can always leave a super thanks. They help to keep this video here on YouTube and off of the Patreon and available for everybody. Stay tuned for more posts from me about the Patreon. It is coming together beautifully. I want to make sure I have things for you already when you get over there. So I'm having a lot of fun working on that. And if you are interested in private readings with me, my online classes, or shopping the products in my shop, BronxWitch HeadQuarters, then you can go to my website, bronxwitch.com, and all the individual links are down in the description box. So thank you guys so much. It is an honor to read for you. I pray those messages resonated. Take them off into this new moon and be well and have a beautiful day. I gotta run. We open in 8 minutes. See you at the shop. Blessed be.